What if your refrigerator is slowly damaging your health every single day, and you have no idea it's happening? This isn't fear-mongering. This is science. Most people over 60 believe they're doing the right thing by keeping everything cold. But the truth is, your fridge might be ruining your gut, weakening your heart, and even accelerating brain aging. How? Because 9 common foods that we all store in the refrigerator are not meant to be refrigerated. Inside that cold box, these foods react badly, losing nutrients, growing harmful bacteria, or transforming into toxic compounds. And here's what's really alarming. Over 99% of seniors are making these mistakes daily, without ever realizing the long-term damage. That's why today's video might be one of the most important ones you'll see this year. We'll break down the top 9 foods you should never refrigerate and give you the simple, science-backed solutions to store them safely. If you care about your health or the health of someone you love, stick with us, hit the like button, and let's fix this together. Let's get started. Number 9. Potatoes. Think storing your potatoes in the fridge is safe? It's one of the most dangerous food storage mistakes most seniors make. Here's why. When you put potatoes in cold temperatures, their natural starches convert into sugars. And when you cook those refrigerated potatoes, especially by frying, baking, or roasting, those sugars react with amino acids to form acrylamide, a compound classified as a probable human carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC. That means something as innocent as a baked potato could potentially increase your cancer risk, simply because it was kept cold. In a study by the University of Idaho, researchers found that potatoes stored in a refrigerator had 300% more sugar after just 2 weeks. That's triple the sugar, without you even knowing it. And this chemical change happens across all potato varieties. Red, white, yellow. None are safe from cold-induced sweetening. It doesn't stop there. Cold also ruins the texture of potatoes. They become grainy, gritty, and overly sweet, making mashed potatoes taste off and fries turn soggy. So what should you do instead? Store potatoes in a cool, dark place around 45 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. A pantry, cellar, or even a paper bag inside a cabinet works perfectly. Never store potatoes in plastic bags. They trap moisture and speed up rotting. And keep them far from onions. The gases from each vegetable will make the other spoil faster. Pro tip: when stored properly, whole potatoes can last up to 3 months. But in the fridge, they're ruined in 2 weeks and potentially dangerous. Still refrigerating your potatoes? Now's the time to make the switch. Your health and your taste buds will thank you. Number 8. Bread. Still putting your bread in the fridge to keep it fresh? Stop right now. You may be ruining it 6 times faster. Here's the shocking truth. Refrigeration doesn't preserve bread. It actually speeds up the process called starch retrogradation. That's a scientific way of saying the bread dries out, becomes stiff, and loses flavor at a much faster rate. According to researchers at the Institute of Food Technologists, refrigerated bread became 6 times firmer than bread stored at room temperature. In simple terms, your soft loaf turns into a crumbly, stale mess in just 3 days. How does this happen? Cold air pulls moisture out of the bread, causing the starch molecules to crystallize. This not only makes your bread hard and dry, it also destroys the natural flavor compounds that give bread its warm, comforting taste. No wonder it starts tasting like cardboard. And if you're a senior who relies on toast or sandwiches daily, this mistake affects both enjoyment and digestion. What's the right way to store bread? Keep it at room temperature, ideally in a paper bag or a bread box that allows air to circulate. This maintains the perfect balance, enough humidity to keep it soft, but enough airflow to prevent mold. Got a big loaf you can't finish in time? Here's the best move. Slice it, then freeze it. Freezing halts moisture loss almost instantly, without damaging the bread's structure. Then just pop a frozen slice into the toaster when you're ready to eat. It'll taste almost like fresh, way better than anything pulled from the fridge. Bottom line, refrigeration is bread's worst enemy. If you want soft, flavorful, long-lasting bread, ditch the fridge. Choose smart storage and protect both your food and your health. Number 7. Honey. Think honey belongs in the fridge? Think again. Refrigerating honey might seem like a smart way to preserve it, but the truth is, you're ruining one of nature's most powerful foods. Honey is one of the only foods on Earth that never spoils on its own. Archaeologists have found 3,000-year-old honey in Egyptian tombs, still perfectly edible. But put it in the fridge, and everything changes. Cold temperatures cause honey to crystallize rapidly, turning it from a smooth, golden liquid into a gritty, solid mess that's hard to use and unpleasant to taste. And worse, according to the National Honey Board, refrigeration can destroy up to 35% of honey's natural antibacterial properties, the very compounds that give honey its reputation as a healing, immune-supporting superfood. Even worse, every time you open a cold jar of honey, condensation forms, introducing moisture into the jar. Moisture is honey's enemy. It can cause fermentation, spoilage, and the loss of vital enzymes. The fix is simple. Keep your honey in a tightly sealed glass jar at room temperature, between 64 degrees Fahrenheit and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Store it in a dark cupboard away from direct sunlight, and never store it in plastic. Plastic can leach chemicals over time. Worried about crystallization? Don't toss it. Place the jar in warm, not boiling, water for a few minutes. Stir gently. Your honey will return to its liquid state without losing nutrients. And here's a bonus tip. Darker honey has more antioxidants, but it's also more vulnerable to cold damage. So if you've invested in high-quality raw honey, treat it with care. Takeaway: never refrigerate your honey. Protect its healing power, its texture, and its taste. Like this tip? Comment below if you've been storing honey wrong. And share this with someone over 60 who needs to know. Number 6. Coffee. Still storing your coffee in the fridge? You might be destroying your morning brew and not even know it. Here's the truth. Coffee is highly sensitive. It absorbs odors, loses flavor fast, and doesn't belong anywhere near your refrigerator. Your fridge might seem like a safe place, but it's actually full of smells. Onions, cheese, leftovers, and coffee acts like a sponge, soaking in all of it. That's not all. A study from the Specialty Coffee Association revealed that up to 60% of coffee's aroma compounds vanish within just 1 week of cold storage. Why? Because cold air creates condensation. That moisture reacts with coffee's natural oils, especially the volatile compounds that create its rich smell and taste, and breaks them down. Result: a flat, bitter cup that tastes like cardboard or worse, like your fridge. And if you grind cold beans, those oils stay solid. They won't extract properly, leaving you with weak, watery coffee that fails to energize. The fix is simple and effective. Store whole beans or ground coffee in an airtight, opaque container. Keep it at room temperature, ideally between 60 degrees and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, in a cool, dry cabinet. Avoid see-through jars or bags. Light exposure also kills coffee's flavor. And buy fresh in small batches, just enough for 1 to 2 weeks. Pro tip: if you absolutely must store coffee long-term, use the freezer, but only freeze once in tightly sealed portions. Never refreeze. Bottom line: refrigerators are flavor killers. Don't waste great beans on bad storage. If this surprised you, leave a comment below. Have you been storing coffee in the fridge? Share this tip with your fellow coffee lovers and make every cup count. Number 5. Garlic. Think refrigerating garlic keeps it fresh? Think again. It might actually strip away the very thing that makes garlic powerful. Garlic isn't just a flavor booster, it's a natural medicine cabinet for seniors. Packed with allicin, the compound responsible for garlic's immune, heart, and anti-inflammatory benefits. But here's the danger. A study from UC Davis found that within just 10 days of refrigeration, garlic loses over 50% of its allicin content. That's half its healing power. Gone. And that's just the beginning. Cold storage also makes garlic sprout prematurely, turning sharp and bitter. Worse, the moisture inside your fridge creates the perfect environment for mold, which can produce harmful mycotoxins. And if you've ever tried to chop refrigerated garlic, you know it turns mushy, sticky, and hard to work with. Suddenly, your healthy stir-fry becomes a nightmare, nutritionally and in taste. Here's the smart fix. Store garlic in a cool, dry place around 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Use a mesh bag, basket, or even a paper bag, never plastic. Garlic needs airflow. Keep it away from stoves, ovens, or sunny windows. Heat and humidity speed up sprouting, and always store away from onions, which release gases that cause garlic to spoil faster. Pro tip: whole heads of garlic can last up to 6 months when stored properly. But once broken, use the cloves within 10 days. Take action today. Don't let your garlic go to waste. This one mistake could cost you both flavor and the health benefits your body needs. Have you been storing garlic in the fridge without knowing this? Let us know in the comments. Sharing this tip could help another senior keep their kitchen and heart healthier. Number 4. Bananas. Still tossing your bananas in the fridge to make them last longer? That habit might be killing their nutrients and your health faster than you think. Bananas are tropical fruits. They've evolved in warm climates and cannot handle cold temperatures. Refrigerating them causes chilling injury, a process that breaks down their cell walls and ruins their internal structure. The result? Black skin, mushy flesh, and a disturbing loss of nutrients. According to the Queensland Department of Agriculture, bananas stored in refrigerator temps for just 5 days lose up to 80% of their vitamin C. Yes, you heard that right. 80% gone in under a week. Vitamin C is essential for immune health, especially in seniors, and bananas are one of the easiest ways to get it. But the fridge strips that benefit right out, quietly and quickly. And the bad news doesn't stop there. Chilled bananas stop producing new antioxidants as they ripen, and the blackened spots? They're dead tissue, which can allow bacteria and mold to creep in, even if it looks okay on the outside. Here's what to do instead. Store bananas at room temperature, ideally between 56 degrees and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Hang them on a banana hook or from a cupboard to prevent bruising. To slow ripening, wrap each stem in plastic wrap. This reduces ethylene gas release by up to 40%. Want to preserve them for smoothies? Peel and freeze them. They'll stay nutritious and make a creamier blend than ice. Bonus: place bananas in a paper bag with an apple to speed ripening naturally. Stop wasting nutrients and money. Bananas deserve better, and so does your body. Let us know in the comments, have you been refrigerating them all this time? Don't worry, now you know exactly how to store them the smart way. Number 3. Onions. Still storing your onions in the fridge? You might be creating a toxic mold factory without even knowing it. Onions and cold storage do not mix. Your refrigerator's high humidity, often above 90%, seeps into the onion's layers, creating the perfect environment for rot, mold, and dangerous toxins. One of the worst offenders? Black mold. The kind that produces aflatoxins, among the most carcinogenic substances ever studied. You won't always see it, but once it takes hold, the damage to your onion, and potentially your health, is already done. A study from Texas University revealed something even more alarming. Onions stored in the fridge for just 2 weeks had a 270% increase in sugar content. That may sound harmless until you cook them. This sugar throws off the flavor completely. Instead of rich, savory, caramelized onions, you'll get a cloyingly sweet, soggy mess. Worse yet, the excess moisture causes the cell walls to rupture, destroying the onion's structure from the inside. So yes, the fridge isn't just making your onions soft, it's chemically changing them, and not in a good way. Here's the fix. Store whole onions in a mesh bag, basket, or pantyhose. They need to breathe. Keep them in a cool, dry place between 45 degrees Fahrenheit and 55 degrees Fahrenheit, away from direct sunlight. Never store them near potatoes. Both release gases that make each other spoil faster. Once an onion is cut, then yes, refrigerate it in an airtight container and use within 7 days. Let's stop letting our fridge sabotage something as basic and powerful as an onion. They're not just flavor boosters. They're heart-healthy, antioxidant-rich staples that deserve proper care. Have you been refrigerating yours? No shame, but now's the time to fix it. Number 2. Tomatoes. This one shocks most people because it's hiding in plain sight. If you're storing tomatoes in the fridge, you're not just ruining the taste, you're shutting off their flavor-producing genes permanently. Yes, really. A groundbreaking study from the University of Florida discovered that when tomatoes are exposed to temperatures below 54 degrees Fahrenheit, hundreds of genes deactivate, including those responsible for creating lycopene, the powerful antioxidant that protects your heart and may even fight cancer. Even worse, once those genes shut down, they never fully recover, even after bringing the tomato back to room temperature. So that juicy, flavorful tomato you bought? It turns into a watery, flavorless balloon after just a few days in the fridge. And it doesn't stop at flavor. Lycopene levels drop by up to 65%, and the enzymes needed to absorb the remaining nutrients? Also destroyed. That means you're not just losing taste, you're losing real, age-fighting nutrition. The texture also takes a hit. Cold storage causes ice crystals to form between the tomato's cells, rupturing them from the inside out. That's why refrigerated tomatoes feel mealy, mushy, and off. Here's the fix. Store whole tomatoes stem side down. This prevents air and bacteria from getting inside. Keep them at room temperature, ideally between 55 degrees and 70 degrees Celsius, in a spot with good air circulation. Never put them in plastic bags. Ethylene gas needs to escape or it'll accelerate rotting. Got too many ripe tomatoes? Cook and freeze them. In fact, cooked tomatoes release even more lycopene than raw, and freezing locks in those nutrients. Don't let your fridge turn your tomatoes into junk. They're one of the most powerful heart-protective foods we have. Handle them right, and they'll give back tenfold. Number 1. Avocados. Avocados are called green gold for a reason. Rich in fiber, heart-healthy fats, and antioxidants. But the moment you refrigerate an unripe avocado, you're not preserving its power, you're destroying it. According to researchers at Stanford University, refrigerating avocados before they ripen causes up to 90% loss in antioxidants within just 4 days. These antioxidants, including lutein and zeaxanthin, are essential for brain health, eye protection, and reducing inflammation as we age. And it doesn't stop there. Cold temperatures cause the monounsaturated fats in avocados, the ones that support heart and joint health, to oxidize rapidly, turning brown and bitter. The texture breaks down, enzymes get activated in the wrong environment, and suddenly your avocado becomes mushy and nutritionally weak. You think you're eating something healthy, but after a few days in the fridge, it's just green sludge with barely any benefits left. Here's the fix. Always let avocados ripen naturally at room temperature. A ripe avocado should yield gently to pressure without being mushy. Once fully ripe, you can refrigerate, but only for 48 hours max. After that, oxidation kicks in fast. Got leftovers? Don't just toss them in a container. Instead, brush the cut surface with fresh lemon juice to slow oxidation. Leave the pit in to preserve the flesh. Place in an airtight container with a few slices of onion. Surprisingly, the sulfur compounds help prevent browning. If you've been tossing avocados in the fridge out of habit, you're not alone. But now you know the truth. This small change can help protect your heart, brain, and joints, while keeping your food flavorful and full of life. Like this tip? Hit the that button, and drop a comment if you've been refrigerating your avocados the wrong way. Your fridge should protect your health, not quietly sabotage it. Yet for years, many of us have stored healthy foods the wrong way, simply because no one ever told us. Now, you know better. From potatoes that turn toxic, to avocados that lose 90% of their power, to onions, garlic, and honey that completely change their nature in the cold. These aren't just food tips, they're senior survival tools. As we age, digestion slows, immunity drops, and nutrient absorption becomes critical. That means every bite matters. Every vitamin, every antioxidant, every choice. So here's your challenge. Go to your fridge today, open it, and take action. Remove what doesn't belong there, rethink your storage habits, and reclaim the full power of your food for your gut, your brain, and your heart. Before you go, tell us in the comments, which of these 9 surprised you the most? Was it the bread, the coffee, the bananas? We read every comment, and your story might help someone else. If this video helped you, hit like. It tells YouTube this message is important, and share it with a loved one over 60, your parents, neighbors, or friends. Sometimes one small tip can change everything. Thank you for caring for your health. Thank you for being part of this community. And until next time, stay sharp, stay strong, and stay well. We'll see you in the next video.